You have probably got a box of baking soda sitting in your kitchen right now. Maybe it is in the back of the fridge absorbing odors or tucked away in a cabinet somewhere. But here is what most gardeners do not realize. That same box of baking soda can be turned into one of the most powerful organic pesticides you will ever use. In this video, I am going to show you exactly how to mix up a simple solution that handles aphids, mealybugs, whiteflies, spider mites, caterpillars, and even fungal problems like powdery mildew and black spot. Plus, I will share a weekly spray schedule at the end that keeps pests from ever getting a foothold. Let us get into it. Baking soda is one of those ingredients that has been used in gardens for generations, and for good reason. It is cheap, it is safe, and when you mix it the right way, it works on a surprisingly wide range of problems. The best part is you are not putting anything toxic on your plants. This is something you can spray on your vegetables, your fruit trees, your roses, and feel good about what you are doing. Now, before we start mixing, let me clear up some confusion I hear all the time. Baking soda is not the same thing as baking powder. They look similar, but baking powder has other ingredients mixed in and will not work for this. You want pure baking soda, which is sodium bicarbonate, and do not grab washing soda by mistake either. That is a different compound entirely. Just plain baking soda, the kind you use for baking cookies or keeping your fridge fresh. That is what we need. Here is why it works. Baking soda creates an alkaline environment on the leaf surface that pests and fungal spores really do not like. It disrupts their ability to feed and reproduce. The Environmental Protection Agency actually has baking soda registered as a biopesticide, so this is not some folk remedy. It is a legitimate organic treatment. Let us gather what you need. You will want 1 liter of water, 2 teaspoons of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of neem oil, and about 10 drops of liquid dish soap. Make sure the soap is a mild one without added fragrances or antibacterial chemicals. If you do not have neem oil on hand, you can substitute vegetable oil like sunflower or olive oil. It will still work. But neem oil is really the gold standard here, because it brings its own pest-fighting properties to the mix. Now let us put it all together. Start by pouring 1 liter of water into a clean spray bottle or mixing container. Add your 2 teaspoons of baking soda and stir it until it dissolves completely. If you are dealing with a really heavy infestation, you can bump that up to 3 teaspoons, but start with 2. Next, add 1 teaspoon of neem oil. Here is the thing about oil and water. They do not mix on their own. That is where the dish soap comes in. Add about 10 drops of your liquid soap and stir everything together really well. The soap acts as an emulsifier, which means it helps the oil blend into the water, so you get an even spray. Give your bottle a good shake before every use. The ingredients can separate if it sits for a while, so shaking it right before you spray makes sure everything is mixed properly. When you are ready to apply, spray in the early morning or late evening. You want to avoid the heat of the day, because the solution can cause leaf burn if it dries too quickly in direct sun. Cover both the tops and undersides of the leaves. Pests love to hide underneath where you cannot see them. Be thorough but not excessive. You want a nice, even coating, not dripping puddles. Now here is a step I never skip. Before you spray your entire plant, do a patch test. Pick 1 leaf, spray it, and wait a couple of hours. If the leaf looks fine, you are good to go. If it wilts or shows damage, dilute your mixture with more water and test again. This is especially important on delicate plants or new growth. If you are finding this helpful, take a second to subscribe, so you do not miss more tips like this. All right, let us keep going. Let me walk you through a few common mistakes I see people make. First, mixing too strong. More is not better here. If you overdo the baking soda, you can burn your plants. Stick to the recipe. Second, spraying in full sun. I mentioned this already, but it is worth repeating. Midday sun plus this solution equals leaf damage. Third, forgetting to shake. If the oil separates and you spray just water, you are wasting your time. Shake it every single time. And fourth, expecting instant results. This is not a chemical pesticide that kills on contact. It works by making the environment hostile to pests. Give it a few days and reapply every week or so for best results. Here is that bonus tip I promised. Instead of waiting until you see a problem, use this solution as a preventative spray once a week. I do this every Saturday morning during the growing season. Just a light misting on all my plants. It keeps pest populations from ever building up in the first place and stops fungal issues before they start. Prevention is always easier than treatment, and this weekly habit has saved me more headaches than I can count. So that is everything you need to know to make your own powerful organic pesticide with baking soda. If this was helpful, subscribe and hit that bell so you know when new videos come out. Drop any questions in the comments. I read every single one. Thanks for watching and happy gardening.